Hi everyone. So, like I promised, this is number 8 from section 7.2, I believe. The problem is a landscaper is putting in a brick patio, and the area of that patio is 70 square meters, and the bricks, which I drew obviously not to scale here, are 10 centimeters by 20 centimeters, and we want to know how many of these bricks will it take to make up this patio. So, the first thing that we want to do is we have square units here and we have just single units here. So the first thing we want to do is find an area of this brick, right? And so the area of any rectangle is of course length times width, which is 200. So this is 200 square centimeters, right? So now we have square units here and square units there, okay? So it's important to note that if you can never convert from squared units to not squared units, and that goes for any type of units. Then you can't convert from cubed units to not cubed units, single units to not single units. Just keep that in mind. So what we want to do here is find out how many bricks will it take to make up this patio. But we have square meters and we have square centimeters here, so we're going to want to convert one into the other. So what I find is it's usually easier to convert the bigger units into smaller units. So let's try that. So we're going to take a look at our conversion equations here, and you notice that we don't have an equation that goes right from meters to centimeters, right? Or squared meters to squared centimeters. But what we can do is we can convert from squared meters to squared decimeters, and then we can take those squared decimeters and convert those into squared centimeters. So we're going to have to do 2 conversions here. And yes, I know you can find a conversion rate online that goes right from squared meters to squared centimeters, but this is good practice, and we're only supposed to be using the information that's given to us. Okay? So let's start. So we have 70 square centimeters. Remember, this is always over 1, and we're going to multiply by some fraction. So what do we want to multiply by? So remember I said we want the units to cancel, right? So we have squared meters in the bottom, and we're converting into decimeters, square decimeters. So that goes on the top. Now let's look at our equation. It's 1 meter for every 100 decimeters. And now we can multiply across, so we get those to cancel, and then we have 70 times 100 square decimeters, and that is equal to 7,000 square decimeters. So that is our first conversion rate. So now we want to convert 7,000 decimeters into the centimeters that we were looking for, right? So let's do that. So remember, we want the squared decimeters on the bottom, because that's what we want to cancel. And then let's look at our conversion. 100 centimeters squared for every 1 square decimeter. Right, and then again, those cancel. We have 7,000 times 100 square centimeters, and that is equal to 700,000 square centimeters. So what did we just do? What we just did was find out that this area is actually 700,000 squared centimeters. So now, finally, we can find out how many bricks need to go in there, right? We take our 700,000 square centimeters of the entire thing, and we divide by the area of each brick to find out how many bricks it will take to make up the patio. So it would be 700,000 divided by our 200. And let's see what that is. That is 3,500 bricks. Okay, so problems like these look a little bit more complicated, but it's really doing a conversion twice instead of once, so it can be set up the same way. I also strongly recommend